Hey guys, welcome back to Trail Hunt TV. Today we're back here at Keegan's Mini Park number 2, and we already have a berm, 2 rollers, and a gap jump built. Today we're starting up here by the roll-in, and we're gonna start building a boner log for the Mini Park number 2. So stay tuned, and we'll show you guys what our plan is. Alright, so right now we're on the way to the tool shed. We're gonna grab a leaf blower and we're gonna clear off the already existing trail. And we're planning on having the rest of the trail that's gonna go beyond the run-in to start, so we can have a nice, fresh, cleaned off trail to start working on. Alright, so just cleared out that tree, the chainsaw. Then we leaf blowed and raked this whole section of trail. We're gonna start all the way up here, and then we realized, I don't know if you guys can see this, we have a nice little mound of dirt right here, so that can act as a landing. I think we're gonna do a setup jump from our kicker we built out of wood a couple years back. So we'll start all the way up here, and then just race right down, setup jump, into the boner log, and then into the berm. All right, so this is the log that we have selected for our boner log. If you can see, this end is a little bit more curved and warped, so this is the end that's going to go in the ground. We made a mark where we're going to start our cuts, so we're going to take a chainsaw and we're going to slowly make a bunch of probably about 1.5 inch cuts into the log, about 1 inch apart, all the way down. Then we're going to take our hammer and we're going to swing it through all the cuts, and hopefully it'll make a nice flat surface that we can put planks on once we get it into the ground. See, we've made all of our cuts in the wood here. We went about 1 inch or 1.5 inches deep, as we said, but we're gonna change the plans here. We were originally gonna grab a chisel and put it right in between each of the little cuts, and grab a hammer and just kind of hammer them out. We figured it might be easier and definitely faster if we can just take the chainsaw and go like right across, make a nice even flat surface with the chainsaw, make decking a lot easier. And yeah, so we'll see how that works. Hard to keep it straight and really hard to line it up because there's so much kick. So we're gonna go back to the hammer method and make sure that works, and we'll probably just take the chainsaw and clean up the surface so it's easier for planking. So we're on our way to get the chisel and the hammer, and we'll see you then. All right, so if you guys ever watch any TikTok or Instagram reels, then 2 things. First of all, you should be subscribed or following Trail Hunt TV TikTok account, because we post awesome clips about upcoming YouTube videos and whatever we're doing that does not go on the YouTube channel, so follow for exclusive content. And 2, you've probably seen those guys making the bread in the bowl and like throw down some oil and then hit it with the wooden hammers, and they're perfectly timed and they're like yelling. So this is our attempt at Asian dudes hitting bread in a bowl. Let's do it. Okay, you want to go first? Yep. Don't overswing. Hey. Hey. Oh. That one guy who slaps it. It's a 3-man operation. Yep, we do not have 3 men yet. Follow Trail Hunt TV on OnlyFans for exclusive content such as chainsaw stripping, music, and massive boner logs. Dude, what the hell? Did you just did you hear a piece of wood? Yeah. You okay? Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm so glad it's not in time lapse right now because we get that. just shaved down the log, and it's looking all right. I mean, it's not perfectly level, obviously, but it doesn't need to be. I mean, it's a feature. The planks will drill right into it perfectly fine. It'll be great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the setup jump up there, and then give it a bunch of test runs to make sure we know exactly where we're gonna put the log, just so we don't have a random feature that does not work. And just make sure it's angled perfectly so it'll set us up into the berm nicely, and yeah. All right, so we have Keegan loaded up on his bike. We got our setup jump put in the spot that we want it. So we got our little landing right here. You can barely see it on camera. It's kind of tough. I'm gonna try to get a better angle for you guys. You can see we have a couple of rocks shimmed underneath it to make sure that it's not super wobbly. It's still a little bit unstable, but Keegan feels confident enough just to hit it. This obviously isn't a permanent structure as of now. So the only issue that we're looking at right now is, Keegan, how's the run up there? Not a lot of speed?
Not really. We'll have to make it a lot bigger for sure.
And it's definitely pretty uneven. So even with the small amount of run up space that you have, it's going to be tough to crank hard enough. But we'll let Keegan go, and hopefully it works. Jump does not work. Keegan cased it pretty bad and got a pedal to the shin, so now we're just gonna hustle back to the house to get it cleaned up, because he's got some pretty deep cuts in his legs. So get a little bit of alcohol on there, band-aid, and we'll be back at it. So that's his bone.
It's kind of cool, actually.
It's fucking disgusting. Holy crap. So it's not like ER worthy, but here's what the damage that we're looking at on Keegan's side. We got some pretty nasty chunks. So that's gonna be a wrap on the filming today, just because we have to go to work. So if you see some scenery changes, some different weather, different clothes, don't be confused, because we're just gonna have to end up resuming this on a different day. Keegan, how you feeling?
Feeling great.
Perfect. So all we have left to do is get the log in the ground, plank it, and then obviously the setup jump is optional, but we're definitely gonna try to figure that out, because it's gonna be an awesome feature to the trail. So
absolutely.
See you in part 2.
Definitely.
All right, so it's about, what, maybe a week and a half later?
Yep.
Since we last did filming. This is the state of Keegan's shin now. It looks much better. And so I think our next step right now is to dig a hole, and first we have to map out very thoroughly where we want our hole to be, based on where we think we're gonna put a setup jump. And then we're just gonna go out there and choose our spot right now. So we'll see you out there. Here to our trail. We were looking at the setup jump, and the plan is to have this setup jump take us to the end of this little hill, sort of as an extra transition where we're seeking to build out a little bit more. That's just going to require some more running further up the hill behind me. And then we're going to have the trail come down here. Give us plenty of time to compose ourselves. The jump is probably going to kick us out a little bit wider. And then right at this little mark, we're going to have our log. It's going to be sticking up pretty angled. And that'll give us plenty of time to compose ourselves off the setup jump, get ready, hit the feature, and then enough time to land in a pretty wide landing, and to compose ourselves to hit the berm after. So we're going to get into digging the hole, and we'll see you guys there. We just got done digging our hole, and I mean, what do you do once you dug a hole?
I could just stand in it.
Right, you stand in it, so
looking pretty good. It's about knee height here. So yeah,
definitely pass the stand test for sure.
So what we're gonna do right now is we're going to grab our log.
Oh wow, that's deep, dude.
Yep. So we're gonna put it right in the hole, and then we're gonna worry about the slant later.
All right, dude, you're kind of rude. Why does it feel drier than the first time we touched this? I don't know. Pause. Oh, that kind of moves. Kind of. Yeah, that looks. I like that. That.
Yep, that's
right
rideable.
There.
I see we hit it. Yeah, so
So this is going to be the final angle.
Yeah.
It's rollable for sure.
I think we're just gonna deck it real quick.
It looks deep enough.
Yep.
We might dig it back a little more so it sits in. And then we're just going to dig out the underside of this and make it more slanted so we can find our desired angle. So
yeah,
let's get into it.
Alright, so we just got our boner log placed right in our hole. And so Tyler's backfilling right now. We got our angle all perfectly lined up with the trail. And we're just gonna start backfilling and see how it goes. So yeah, we'll see you guys there.
Let's see how many times this can keep backfilling.
We just got the log all in the ground. And it's pretty sturdy, it's alright. But what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna brace it. So we got this log all separated. So Tyler's on his way to grab the chainsaw. We're just gonna cut it to the right size. And we're gonna dig a hole right under the log. Somewhere like around here where the most weight will be on the thing. So we'll dig a hole like right here or so. And then we'll cut like a little slant in that log over there. And then put a big metal skewer right down the thing so this thing doesn't go anywhere.
We just got our pole for bracing in the hole. And now we're gonna walk down to the shop and grab a drill bit. Hopefully we have one that's long enough. I'm not really sure what the plan is if we don't. And then either a screw, piece of rebar, bolt, something to go straight down through the log into the support to keep it all from moving around. We'd say it's unlined up, very unlined up. Hold on. That's lined up. Yeah, no. I don't think it's just a drill with an impact.
Alright, so we just got the metal rod we showed you put into the log.
It's right there. It's the end of it.
Yeah, right there. So we just pounded it a couple times with a hammer. We do a little readjusting of the foot there, but worked out really nicely. Didn't have to do too much to it. And yeah, as you guys can see, Ty, you want to just jump on it real quick, jump on the top?
Yeah, of course.
It is really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. I mean, that thing's not moving. So I think the next step is just decking. So we'll send you guys there.
All right, guys, it's been a few days. We're back out here for day 3. We think this is going to be maybe a 4 to 5 day build.
Yeah.
So we're walking up to the jump right now. We've had some heavy rain, so hopefully everything's settled nice. And then we're just going to get straight into decking. Keegan's going to start laying these out and make sure they all fit. So when you're decking something like this, you always want to go for like a dry fit, and especially use a spacer like this to make sure they all come out even and that you're not screwing things in, because once it's screwed into this log, it's going to be really hard to get them out. So yeah, we'll touch back in with you once we have everything lined up and it's spaced. We have the perfect amount, and now that the boards are on it, it's starting to look like a legit feature, which is super exciting because we put a lot of work into this and a lot of planning. It's pretty steep and it looks sick. So now we're gonna pre-drill and then put a bunch of screws into all the boards. We'll pop you guys into a time lapse and then we'll check in once it's done.
Alright, so we just got our jump all decked. As you saw in the time lapse there, went pretty well. Made sure to measure as Tyler said earlier. And the problem right now is the jump's got a little wobble to side, front and back's all good. But we realized that after we decked it, so we're gonna grab a couple rocks and then put them on the underside right there, so we get rid of the wobble. Yeah, let's go do it.
We got a couple wedged under there.
No, it doesn't move at all.
A few wedged under there, and there's like hardly any wobble.
Pretty much gone. Still a little bit, but
We might still put some further reinforcements in, but we do still have to dig up a dirt transition right there so you go from dirt to wood easier. And so yeah, that's gonna be all for day 3.
Yep, day 3.
And then we'll see you guys back for day 4, which will be who knows when.
Yeah.
Hopefully before the start of school.
Hopefully.
And then day 4 will be riding it, test riding it, and building a landing. And then our feature will be all done. So we're super stoked. So unfortunately, we're going to have to end up splitting this video into 2 parts. So you should expect this coming who knows when. We got really caught up with brand deals and photo shoots and getting some sick fall riding, like the stuff you're watching right now. and just putting out the best content we possibly could for you guys. I don't like part twos. I hate watching part twos on YouTube and TikTok, but you guys are just going to have to deal with it this time. So apologize about that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed today's content. Keep shredding.